right, it's spring, and welcome back to Inside IU Volleyball with Sherry Dunbar and Coach. Got started with practice February 28th. How's it been going so far?
Really good. You know, the thing we really wanted to concentrate on this spring was the culture of the gym. I loved our seniors, and I'm happy they're doing some really good things right now, but we need to win more right now. And so we really concentrated on starting back from kind of grassroots and going back to ground level of how we wanted the gym culture to be. And it has changed dramatically this spring. I mean, I think people would come in and see a noticeable change. And that's the idea of spring right now.
You got a key transfer that's going to help out this team immeasurably from Miami, a great program that met Indiana in the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago. And Nwaeze, what does she bring to the table?
First and foremost, physicality. I mean, she's a big kid that's strong, that's competitive, that comes from a very good environment. She's from North Carolina originally and went to Miami. And, you know, like it is for a lot of kids, just wasn't a right fit for her. So we're happy that I think this is becoming a great fit for her. And I think she's somebody that can come in and make a difference right away. I love that she's only a freshman, so she has 3 years of eligibility left. And so she's still in a learning mode of trying to figure things out the way we want things done. But she's fitting in fantastic, and I think she's going to be a great addition to the 5 we have coming in next year.
Well, and you look at that sophomore class, it's a strong one already for you.
Yeah, it's very strong. Those kids, you know, contributed right away, and I think that they learned a lot through competition. Kind of like if we remember, you know, Taylor Whitmer and Ashley Benson, kind of just threw them in the gauntlet in that freshman year, and it really helped them kind of learn the Big Ten better and how to compete at that level, and really help them throughout their career, I think, really figure that out early on.
You mentioned the word competition. You guys have been battling in practice, off-season conditioning. It's going to be nice this Saturday at 10 o'clock to take on Purdue on the road. At least try yourself out against someone else.
Yeah, and I told them it's not about the wins and losses, you know, obviously in the spring, but it is a measuring stick because we've been really going hard since, you know, the middle of January with individuals and then going into team practice, and we've made some really big improvements. And so to be able to see that kind of where do we stack and playing another Big Ten team and obviously a rival, which is fun for the kids, but really just a measuring stick of how much have we improved, where is the next person in line in the Big Ten, what else do we need to get done, you know, in the next 3.5 weeks. So very fun. But I will say the one thing about this spring, for the first time in the 6 years I've been here, is we have 12 players. So we're hitting it 6-on-6 the last hour of practice every day of doing modified wash games, of just straight sets, you know, and putting them in different situations where they can be competitive. You know, when you have 6, 7, 8 kids in practice, you're playing a lot of triples and a lot of individual work, which is fine. But what we need to do is compete too. And so being able to go 6-on-6 every day is a huge bonus for us.
Looking at the leadership of your team, everyone knows about Jordan Haverly. How are the upperclassmen doing?
I think very well. I think what I've noticed is there's not one person that's standing out, and I'm totally fine with that. I thought during individuals, Jade was excellent. You know, probably had the best individuals that we've had in a long time. Then we got into team practice, and I thought Caitlin Hansen and Melanie Hicks kind of stepped up in different situations. Jordan's always going to be Jordan. You know, she's coming back, and she's really doing well with her knee and training really hard with us right now. So that's fantastic. She has class a couple of days a week, which is okay. She comes in and does all the extra work, you know, without the team, but it allows other people to kind of step up and get more reps in practice and things like that. So I really like the chemistry of the team right now, and I feel like the young players are even stepping up and knowing that you have to take ownership. I don't care who does it. You don't have to be a senior to be a captain or to be a leader. Every single person has to take ownership in our program right now, and I feel like we're really pushing that on them, and I think they're handling it fairly well.
You've got a new go-getter on your staff, and Shane Wilkinson, who's right across the hall. Yeah. He's already emailed me a couple times. We've already had a meeting or two. He's really ready to get after it, and he's someone who loves volleyball. Yeah,
and you know, I think his ultimate goal is to go into administration, and I think he'll be fantastic at it. He's been, you know, at Ohio State. He's been at South Carolina. He understands how it's done. He's ridiculous organized, but he's also got a great sense of humor, and he already fits in fantastic with our staff, and he just gets things done. I just want people around our program that just get things done. And Kelsey did a fantastic job for us for 3 years, and so, you know, that was a big hire because they really behind the scenes run our program, you know, really make sure things are getting done and the kids are organized, and, you know, all the trips we take and all those type of things, but also just a big part of helping us go to the next level. And that was just as important as hiring somebody to do the job. Is we want to go here. This is our path. It's very clear. We need people that help us get to that next level. So, you know, that's been a big part of it too, is just brainstorming with him on ideas and things he's seen. And, you know, we're not going to recreate things. You know, we're going to see things different places and steal ideas and make them our own and do certain things that help our program get better.
I've been friends with this guy for a while, Chris Virtue, but I finally got to see him in action with your team specifically as we were doing a shoot in Assembly Hall. And the rapport that he has with your players is truly remarkable. Yeah. And he was torturing them on some level, but he was doing it in an entertaining way where he had a deck of cards and they were pulling it out to see exactly what their drill was going to be. Talk about what he has meant to your program this last year or so.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I mean, I'm always nervous when we change staff and we do things, but I've learned to embrace that change a little bit more as I grow older and am in the business longer. I think, you know, you get comfortable with people, and I definitely got comfortable with Josh, who was fantastic, and Adam Clemens, who was a great trainer for us, and Kelsey, who was our director of operations. But I have noticed that change can be good for a program too, because it brings about new ideas and things, and Chris has definitely done that for us. We, you know, to have a strength coach that comes to practice every day. I've never been in a program like that where someone is that vested in the success that we want to attain, that he's in practice helping, not just watching, but helping, and then takes what we see in practice and transfers it over to conditioning and weight training and all those type of things and extra work that the kids want to put in. I can't say enough about what that means to a program to have someone like that. So you know, we sit and talk and brainstorm and do different things. He's involved in all decisions we're making right now, and you know, I think it's great for him and it's great for us. So hopefully he's getting as much out of it as we're getting out of him. And I know the kids are, you know, and he's pushing them to a new level. And as we all know, you know, conditioning is hard, but it's also a mental challenge as much as it's a physical challenge. And that's what we're doing and everything was geared about teamwork. How do you win? Last year it was more competition, head-to-head competition in conditioning. Now it's about accomplishing goals as a team this year. And so every day is something new and challenging and different things like that. And I think they really embraced that by the end and pushed each other and held each other accountable, which I thought was fantastic.
Last question. We're in the teeth of March, even though it looks like it's February outside. We're in the teeth of March. And you're a big basketball fan. You were a very good basketball player back in the day, too. Your thoughts on the Indiana Hoosiers? Are they going all the way?
Yes, I have them picked to go all the way. I will say
we're paid to say that, but we believe it.
No, I believe it. Yeah. I'm through and through. You don't get any more through and through. I mean, since I was 6 years old, I mean, season tickets. You know, so under the overhang, you know, I was way up. Yeah, the first game, the intensity and the emotion they played with against James Madison was, I mean, I was out of my seat. I mean, from point one, they were ready to go. And I thought they were very clear on how they were going to set the tone of that. I'm going to tell you, that last game, I was standing almost the entire second half. I was nervous. You know what I mean? If they bring the emotion that they have and the teamwork and the chemistry that I watched in practice, that I go watch practice every once in a while and talking to the guys and reading everything about them, if they bring that, to me, they are the most athletic team in the country. And they play the best together when they do that. And when they do that, I don't think anybody can touch them. I really believe that. Even if I weren't at IU right now, I believe that. So, yeah, we're taking them all the way. I believe in them.
That works. Thanks so much for joining us on Inside IU Volleyball with Sherry Dunbar.